You know what I'm saying? Anybody can make a mistake, but it's all about how you come back from it and what you do going forward, because that is the true apology, is change behavior.
Stop. Don't stop. Stop. Don't stop. Stop.
Hey everybody, so glad you could join me in this review for Married at First Sight. I'm in my bed. And I'm in my bed because I had a setback from my surgery, which cost me a week. I'm here. And I had the notes for episode 9. And I'm looking over the notes and I was just like, okay, clearly we're past it. So I didn't think you all would mind if I didn't do episode 9. And honestly, without just a couple points, it really felt like a filler episode. It really didn't stand out enough for me. But if you want it, please let me know in the comments below. But we can definitely get into episode 10. Okay. It's so funny that this episode, Brett and Ryan actually have like more notes. Like there's actually a story here. So great. But I want to start with Bao and Johnny because Bao and Johnny didn't have too much of anything. They've started having sex, which has clearly helped their relationship. So good for slapping those cheeks, Johnny. Their counsel sessions with Dr. Viviana, not too much there. They talked about vanilla sex. Guys, I had to go and look up vanilla sex. And clearly I'm not doing sex right. Like, I was like, vanilla sex? And it's just referring to conventional sex that conforms to a very basic expectation with the culture of heterosexual people. So I guess missionary. He's on top, she's on bottom, on her back. Okay, great. Great for vanilla sex. Glad he's getting those cheeks because that has seemed to improve their relationship until next week. Mila and Gil. So they didn't have a whole lot of nothing this episode either. But my man finally got a kiss. Finally. He finally got a kiss. Listen, I never thought it was gonna happen, honestly, because I felt like Mila was not attracted to Gil. But I guess after he put it on the line again in that counseling session, sis decided to, put those games away. Anyways, they had, so to start, because I'm getting ahead of myself, they had a counseling session with Dr. Viviana, and Gil basically like low-key throws Mila under the bus because he's just like, yeah, Mila is nervous and scared because we're about to talk about intimacy and trust. And here's Mila. It's one thing to be nervous about it as if you're inexperienced, but clearly you've been experienced in this topic. So what are you nervous about? Are you nervous that they're gonna call you out? Are you nervous that you're gonna have to be accountable for the fact that you have not been intimate with him at all in the past 22 days? Like, what are you nervous and scared about? Okay. So, when they Dr. Viviana, I think she asked if Gil has gotten a kiss yet, and he's like, no, nothing. Like a kiss on the cheeks, but there has not been anything outside of that. And Dr. Viviana is just like, why? Like everybody else, right? And they start to dig deeper into the conversation, and Mirla is saying, like, you know, I want to have kids and get a house and do this and do that with my husband. But Gil definitely points out, like, yeah, it sounds good, but your words hold no substance because you won't even kiss me. And a part of being in a relationship, even though it's not all about this one particular thing, you have to be at least attracted to the partner. I've been in situations where I was not attracted to my partner, and I understand the mental strain that would take on a person. And I've been the partner that wasn't being, you know, that wasn't attractive to my partner. So, like, I've been on both sides of the coin in this regard. And yes, like that, it plays a very significant role. Like, you have to be at least attracted to your partner. And Gil does not feel attractive to Mirla because she just won't kiss him. Now, they'll do the cuddles and the hugs and all of this and that, but I mean, that can be super platonic, you know? It can, you know, it won't ever cross the lines of romance if you keep it there, because best friends can cuddle and you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what we're looking for, sis. So they get an activity. This is the next thing. They get an activity, and it's to work on their intimacy. Mirla shuts 90% of that entire project down. But the part that I really liked was their breathing exercise. I love how Gil shows up for Mirla. Even though he's not getting what he wants, I love how he shows up for her, and that breathing exercise looks so intimate, and it was very beautiful to watch. So good for them in that regard. And when they did the forehead touch, like, I actually smiled, and those two, like, I didn't think that they would ever move me. So I was just like, okay, Mirla girl, we see you too, Gil, because you're still not off the hook. Brett and Michaela meet up at their little penthouse thing, and they're having like a little girls' coffee date. And Brett basically says that Ryan hasn't done anything to make her feel like he cares about her. And Ryan hasn't been home since they had their session, which we'll get to. I feel like we've all been saying this. Ryan does not care. He's not, I don't want to say care. He's not into Brett. Period. Like, he's not into her. And I was watching, it wasn't the after show, it was another segment that they have with magazine editors, or not magazine editor, like chief magazine somethings. But there's a group of women, and I forget the name, but they all said the same thing. And this is what I've been saying since I've been reviewing the show. That man is not attracted to Brett. He is not into Brett. He does not fit. She does not fit his type. And because she doesn't fit his type, he's not willing to make the effort to try to be with her. And he just keeps blaming it on these feelings and these emotions. And I can't help but to think that these feelings and emotions would happen to be arousal. Is that what you're looking for, Ryan? Arousal? It's not getting up for you? Because I just feel like everything has to do with the physical for him. Even his family was saying that he's shallow, but he falls in love easily. But I really think that has everything to do with lust, because of his ideology of what the perfect woman is for him. And so he's really not giving Brett a fair shot. She's putting in so much just for him not to reciprocated at all. He's just kind of there. Okay, so let's get to Brett and Ryan, shall we? Because they actually added on to the dish, okay? They finally gave on an episode, and we're 10 episodes in, okay? Anyway, so they meet with Dr. Viviana, and she's asking about the affection, and Brett says that Ryan is the most affectionate man she's ever met. She asked about the intercourse. They still aren't having sex. And I'm sorry, my notes are right here if you can't see in my glasses. I'm trying, y'all. But Ryan is basically saying that he still has questions that needs answers and feelings that he still isn't feeling yet, that he needs to actually pursue this relationship. And the counselor is basically saying, like, so it seems like Brett basically likes you more than you like her. And Ryan is like, you know, I hate to say that, but yeah, that's what it is. And I'm just like, okay. Ryan, just say you don't like this girl and call it a day. Just say you're not attracted, so you're not willing. You're not willing to try. Gil, so he's so wise. Like, he has great advice. He said on the last episode, or the last 2 episodes, your type is not what you need. What the expert picked out for us is what we need. And I just feel like Ryan is, well, I want what I want. And Brett is not what I want, basically. But he's basically saying that he wants butterflies, he wants sparks, he want to be swept off his feet. Ryan definitely has bad bitch behavior. He has bad bitch tendencies, and I don't like that. There's only one bad bitch allowed in a relationship, and it will not be you, big fella. Okay? Won't be you. Anyways, Brett basically feels hurt because she says she always feels like she's getting friend zoned, basically. Like on that movie Just Right, when Queen Latifah was on that date with that I forgot that actor's name, but he's fine. And they were having like a great date, and then they started talking about everything else, and he friend zoned her and was like, yeah, I would love to do this again, but you know, I'm not really looking for a relationship right now. Can we just stay friends? And you know, and he was just like, you like the homie? That's what Brett is saying. That she's always put in the position to feel like the homie, the friend, you know? And she's crying and she's hurt. And of course, Ryan is just like, I've not said a negative thing about you. Here's the thing, Ryan. It doesn't have to be negative to you for it to hurt, because you're in a actual relationship where you're supposed to be committed to this lady, and you're refusing to do it because of these feelings. So of course she's gonna feel rejected. You don't have to say disrespectful shit for it to be negative. Just my point of view. So they asked Brett to leave the room so Ryan can be honest about his feelings. Oh Lord. And I'm glad that Dr. Viviana gave it to him straight. What you are looking for is a fantasy. It's not real life. You're looking at Hollywood movies with the expectation of a movie. And you're not in a movie. So you need to kind of put in some more effort to this relationship, to Brett. Anyway, so after their counseling session, I guess it was the next day, they're talking, and Ryan basically tells her, you know, that he needed to reset. That's why he went home. And he also tells her, you know, call him out on his bullshit. And honestly, guys, I feel like Ryan was just telling Brett what she wanted to hear to try to give her some sense of security, but I don't think he was being genuine at all. Like, at all. I don't think he was being genuine at all. The next scene, child, they met with the tantric sex and yoga instructors, and the whole scene was awkward as hell. Awkward as hell. First of all, Brett, I don't know. I don't know if not having sex in 2 years makes you awkward or if she's just awkward. Because listen, I was celibate for a while, but when it was time to get down with the get down, there was no awkwardness in sight. It was just time to get down. So I don't know if that's just what they have conjured up energetically between them, this awkward space, because I don't know if it was because of the couple or that weird ass moan that the lady was like that. That was weird. But yeah, the whole situation was awkward. I know. Listen, I cackled a few times. But it was funny to watch. But again, super awkward. Like, I just think that they're awkward altogether. And I really hope that Brett finally, gets her some real love after this show, because Ryan, that ain't it, bro. Michaela and Zach. There is so much to be said about their relationship now. Seeing it all play out on this TV, and we'll go ahead and get right into it, right? So Zach is in the gym. Okay. Anyways, he meets with his friend Jerron, and him and Jerron are talking about Michaela. And he was just like, oh yeah, we had a great night. We had a little date night or whatever, and we were supposed to have a movie night. But I went to my apartment to go get my Apple TV, and I ended up staying at my apartment. So I texted Michaela and I communicated with her to let her know that I was going to just stay at home because I was tired and I didn't feel like coming back. And Jerron goes, okay, well, how did she respond? And he was just like, oh, well, she responded very well. Show of hands if he was testing her. I feel like he was trying to take another opportunity to make her flip out so that he could be solidified in the reasoning of not wanting to be with her. I think he was trying to push her. I honestly believe that. It's just something in my gut that's making me feel like he is doing his damnedest to get another response like he got the very first time. He keeps talking about this fundamental difference between the two of them because of, what did he say, 3 occasions? I don't know about this 3rd occasion. Maybe y'all can let me know down in the comments below. I know about the first instance where she overreacted about him leaving without saying anything. Got it. That's solidified. Moving out. And canceling the housewarming at the last minute. I don't know if, okay, and that is 3. I don't know if those 3 things equate, but I feel like this shit is getting too real too fast for Zach, and it's not exactly what it's chalked up to be. So because she had the knee-jerk reaction in the beginning, he's gonna ride that wave. He is gonna ride that wave until it's time for decision day. I truly believe that in my heart, because he doesn't want to be the bad guy and just be done with the relationship and just say, I'll see you when I see you. I feel like because he's trying not to be portrayed as the bad guy, he wants to make the bad guy of Michaela so that he has a reason to dip out. I don't like the way Zach is going about things. And I've already said, I don't like how they're trying to portray Michaela. Because I don't like negative stigmas like crazy tagged onto Michaela. Michaela is not crazy. And this entire time that she's been extremely apologetic, accountable, and she's giving the changed behavior, I don't give a damn about what's coming up. Now, we talking about this episode. What she is displaying is changed behavior. He does not want to let her have that changed behavior, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So Michaela and Zach meet with Dr. Viviana, or she comes to them, and they talk about trust and intimacy. That's the whole gist of this show. Anyway, or this episode. So Michaela says that she trusts Zach like 50%. He's just like, oh wow, what, why 50%? And she's saying because he doesn't follow through. He said that he was gonna come back home so that they could have their movie night, and he did not follow through. That has a lot to be said. I mean, that there's a lot to be said about that, because all women who gets into relationships are looking for you to be a man or a woman of your word. If you're not gonna be a man or a woman of your word, like, how can I trust you? So I can see that. Zach was just so appalled, like, what did I do? And I'm just like, it's the lack of self, the lack of not having a sense of self that I don't like with Zach. And I really do think that comes with maturity, and it comes with time. And I don't think Zach has that. I don't think that they should have married him, or they should have matched him with Michaela. I do believe that Michaela is a good candidate, but Zach was not. Okay? I'm sorry. I believe in the age difference, the age gap plays a huge part in this. Even though Michaela has shown immaturity before, she's stepping up as a grown-ass woman now. Because that's what grown-ass women do. What is Zach doing? So Zach says he trusts that he doesn't know when Michaela will go off. That's what he trusts. And it's clear he still hasn't gotten over the first incident, even though, like I said, changed behavior is the best apology. And the counselor basically, he said it scarred him. And the counselor basically said the fact that you're saying it scarred you shows your lack of commitment, because you're not even allowing her room to grow, And he just keeps saying, we just fundamentally are different. We're fundamentally different. She handled things in knee-jerk reactions, and he's starting to get like really upset, and he's just, and his mannerisms are starting to get frantic like this, and it's like, not you can't handle this shit, because that's all I'm saying is you can't handle a relationship. Period. Because what they are dealing with now is like, it's 1% of what they would have to deal with going towards the future. Like real shit in a relationship, in a marriage. So it's like, not you can't handle a relationship. So basically, Zach is never going to let her up for air with this. And I don't think that's fair, when he's going to continue to keep his foot on her neck in regards to this matter. And I don't think that that's fair. He basically said that what she did was not a mistake. That was not a mistake. That is her characteristic. And he goes, didn't your family call you Hurricane K? Isn't this what you do? This was not a mistake. This was not a mistake. And both Michaela and The Dr. Viviana it's just like, no, yes, it was a mistake. Like, you can't say that this is who she is. That's not fair. She was like, Dr. Viviana said, I can tell you that what she did was a mistake. And Michaela was just like, yeah, it was a mistake because I've been apologizing for it and I've been changing for it. Basically, what he's saying is, because this is her characteristic, that she is a crazy ass bitch who's a ticking time bomb that's never going to change. He never knows when she's going to go off. And I feel like, even though how she reacted initially was uncalled for, I don't think that it's fair to make such analysis. I don't. I think that's super unfair, because if the shoe was on the other foot, y'all, I'm telling you, this would not be the same. Like, everybody would probably be telling Michaela to just get over it. She just needs to forgive and move on. Like, I'm telling you, but he is milking the shit out of this. I'm not saying that his feelings aren't valid. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that he is not willing to really move on. He's not. He's not willing to move on. I'm fucking stupid. I said, if you scared, go to church. And no, I really do feel like that, because you are basically making yourself a victim. And this is not one of those situations. Anyways, he said that he believes that her knee-jerk reaction in this incident will never go away. And I love what Dr. Viviana said when she said, are you perfect, Zach? And he was like, no, I'm not perfect. And she was like, okay, well then you don't need to have expectations of Michaela being perfect. You have to give her room to be imperfect. I agree 1000%. I know it's not real. You don't have to tell me. But I agree. Like, you got to get off the gas with this one. Like, you pedal to the metal, and it's not fair. Like, she fucked up. We got that. But if you genuinely want to move forward, you address the situation, you tell her how to treat you moving forward, and you move forward, and you watch her actions. If they don't change, you have legitimate reason to feel the way that you do right now. But because she's changing, there's no validity in your feelings. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Because I just feel like he's just ready to be done with this. I really do. I think that one incident, I don't think it had anything to do with her moving out and canceling the housewarming, because he was already done. He was already done. You see, he only invited one person, right? He invited Jerron, the person who knows about the issues. I don't know if he told anybody else, but he invited one person. Zach was already checked out. Period. So Dr. Viviana basically tells both of them that they need to allow room for growth. And they do, because you can't come into any situation expecting perfection from any human being. It's not realistic. It's not. It's not. Especially if you want to grow within each other, because your relationship is like a newborn. You have to nurture it to grow it. There's a lot of work that has to be put into raising up your relationship as if it is a child. So it's like, you're not even ready to do that, Zach. And I have to give Michaela her props. She really is giving, like, she's putting her best foot forward. But I feel like he's just going to continue to put her in challenging situations because he's ready to be done with her. Anyways, the counselor leaves, and he walks to the kitchen table, and I mean, he just stressed the fuck out. He is just scratching his hair, and he just hit. And and he is just so, he's not understanding why Michaela feels the way she does, because he just can't hurt anybody. He is not capable of hurting anybody. He does not do anything on purpose to hurt anybody. And Michaela's just like, what are you talking about? He was like, you keep saying I'm beating you down. She said, yes, you're beating me down because you keep bringing this up as if I'm not changing. And she was like, just because I said you're beating me down doesn't mean you're hurting me. He just keeps telling her, you don't understand. You don't know me. I'm not out here to hurt anybody. I'm not, like, just had a whole moment, right? And I'm just like, why are you so like zoned in and emotional about those words? Like, I just, again, I feel like he's just milking this. I'm not bullshitting you. I really do. And there's nothing wrong with being emotional at all. I love when a man can be vulnerable, but I feel like that moment was not genuine. I just don't. I'm not sorry. I feel like he just went on this tangent because he still wants her to be the bad guy. So if you shine the light on the bullshit that he's doing, that goes against his plan. You understand what I'm saying? The plan is to make you look like the bad guy so I can walk away scot-free knowing that I'm the good guy. You're gonna be accountable about your bullshit. Be accountable. Okay? Anyways, they have a pool date, and watching their mannerisms and the way that they're speaking to each other, it's like they're walking on eggshells, and they're playing nice, but they're both walking on eggshells. And it's like, it's uncomfortable to watch, because it's like, you guys can't even be honest with yourselves, because both of y'all are emotional. But I feel like Michaela's walking on eggshells because she doesn't want Zach to go into it and I just can't. Like, I feel like that's why she's walking on eggshells, and Zach is still holding on to this narrative that anything he says, she's gonna blow up. And again, not fair, but I feel like that's what he's doing to himself in his mind. So, you know, there's that. Anyways, the pool date, they're doing the questions that they were given by the experts. And when they do the questions and Michaela asks if he sees a future, if he sees a future with her, he's like, I don't know, I'm a little doubtful. And I was like, doubtful? See, that should give you your indication right there that old boy is not for it. He is done. Y'all, he is done. Like, I'm telling you, you know, he's in the confessionals. You know, I would hate to hear it, but you know, I have to be honest. You know, I have to be honest. You know, I have to be honest. And it's just like, just say that you don't want to be with her because at the first sight of shit you didn't like, you decided to check out. Say that. Be honest all the way. Jose and Rachel. So last episode, you know, since I'm not doing that video unless you guys want me to, they both said that they loved each other. I was like, already? I just felt like it was super premature, but whatever. Anyways, they have their session with Dr. Viviana. And they, of course, again, the whole name of the game here is intimacy and trust. So Dr. Viviana opens through the gate of, y'all fucking or what? And they're both like blushing. And I'm just like, first of all, y'all have been on full, like, total PDA this entire this entire season. So like so far. But they're both like, yes. Anyways, Rachel says she is in full trust of Jose. And I'm like, why? Why are you in full trust of Jose? Anyways, Jose says that her actions back up her words, but he never even says yes or no if he trusts her. He just says, yeah, her actions back up her words. Jose, you're a fuck boy. And it's men like you that's really doing emotional damage to women. If you're over there sitting with that Napoleon complex, that little man complex, even though you've established a lot, because I believe you're overcompensating for the lack of penis that you might be providing, I'm gonna need you to stop with the bullshit continue to put on Rachel just because of her past, and stop taking advantage of this woman because she is broken. But we'll get there. This whole Rachel and Jose saga, this episode really triggered me, like for real. So Jose basically he's in the little couples cam, and he's just like, yeah, I'm upset. Rachel called me by another man's name. Now, when I saw the previews, I was just like, ooh, child, let me find out. Rachel's still up to her old tricks. It wasn't that. Anyways, you see the little like surveillance camera footage that they're showing, and the producer is in the apartment with Jose and Rachel, and he is just like cursing her the fuck out. He is basically telling her, listen, you don't disrespect me like that. You gonna call me by another motherfucking man's name, then you can get the fuck out, because nobody's gonna call me by another man's name. He's basically implying that she is cheating on him. And she's sitting there and she's just like, listen, nobody talks to me like that. Not even my parents. Like, you're not gonna disrespect me. I'm your wife. And I totally agree. He's been taking the reins on this entire relationship. And you're supposed to be this protector, provider, but you're sitting there going to fuck off on her. So anyways, we get to the next scene and we hear her, like we see the surveillance camera again, and we see that she's knocking on the door. Knock, 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 knock. And he's not answering the door. Then she's in her confessionals and she's saying, I went to Marilyn Gill's, I went to Ryan and Brett's, I went to Michaela and Zach's. And you see all the surveillance of her knocking on all these doors, but we never see them actually go to the door. So I was like, damn, y'all left old girl outside or what? What damn. Anyways, so we get to the next scene, and Rachel basically let him know that he was disrespectful, and she doesn't trust him. And she's just like, you locked me out. You disrespected me. I was fine up until this point when he said, well, I secure my property at night. I fucking lost it. I lost it because I went through a very similar situation. My own house. If you ever look back at my other videos, my other vlogs, whatever, you will see my old house. This was my house, okay? My house for 5 years. And I let my ex-fiance move in with me. And one night we got into it. I walked out, went to go walk outside to cool down. I left my house and he deadbolted me out. And mind you, I did have my keys, but he deadbolted me out. And his car was was blocking mine, so I couldn't drive anywhere because he wasn't gonna let me out. And he deadbolted me out the house. When I tell you, when Jose said, I secured my property, because my ex said the same shit. And I said, that's absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. You did that shit on purpose. You were being vindictive, spiteful, hateful, and mean because you wanted to make her feel bad. You wanted to make her feel inferior. And he put me in the same position, even though it was my fucking house. Like, y'all, I felt Rachel in that moment so much because it's just like men like that. Men like that. They try to just prey on weak women so that they can continue to manipulate them, that they can sit there and make them feel like they're less than and worthless, break them down even more so that they can control them. And I applauded Rachel when she told what's his name? Jose, that she didn't want to be his wife anymore. And I was hoping she would stand on that because, boy, fuck you. So she said, oh no, the producer walked out and she was like, you're not going to try to like settle this with your wife? Like, you're just going to let her walk away? And he just smirking. And I'm like, okay, either this shit is fake or you're a fucking psychopath. Because he literally sitting there. Okay, fine. Awesome. Great. It's good. That's good. Rachel says that she has a bad history of always leaving without an explanation. She said, but not this time. She had a whole letter from my boy that she wrote. And she said, listen, this is not a one-time thing. This is what's pushing me out the door. She said, you're controlling. You're trying to plan every aspect of not just your life, but my life too. You want me to move in immediately into your house. You don't even want to get a place with me. You want to control every aspect of my life, my money, my activities, everything. And you're not leaving any room for compromise. And he basically says that she betrayed him. And, because she never told him this, she betrayed him. And I'm like, get off the gas. Get off the gas with that one. How did she betray you and lie to you when she can't even get a word in edgewise? Every time a serious conversation comes up in regards to y'all living arrangement, especially that bank account, you overtalk her. You basically tell her that, if she wants to learn, that she needs to adhere to your rules, basically. And I see where Rachel is coming from. Like, nobody wants to live under a dictatorship. A controlling relationship will kill your soul. Been there, done that. Anyways, the whole time that she's talking, he's just being super condescending. And he's like, I don't want to apologize because I don't want to tell you what you want to hear. And she's just like, you don't want to apologize? That would make me feel better about your actions. And I'm like, sis, I wish you didn't tell him that because ain't no fucking way, boy. Like, like an apology could hardly undo what has been done so far. But anyway, that's just me. Anyways, but yeah, I was just like, nah, this ain't it. This one isn't it for me. But whatever floats your boat, Rachel. But yeah, Jose is basically not budging. He's saying that he's not gonna apologize because he just doesn't want to do that. I guess he feels like he doesn't need to apologize for his actions, even though he fucked up royally. Anyways, so the guy, they all do the separate group thing, right? The girls are meeting up, the guys are meeting up. The girls are going to this tantrum place where you can go and break shit. I wanted to go to one of those places, but one of my fake friends, that was shady. Anyways, I invited them to go with me, and she just complained about the price too much, and it really wasn't that much, y'all. Like, anyways, what I'm saying is it looked fun. And of course, Mirla doesn't like that, you know. Anyways, girl, Mirla says her husband is truly amazing and patient. And Rachel says when she spoke to Jose, she feels like she doesn't feel that Jose cares. And he doesn't. He just cares about his image and what he wants. He doesn't give a damn about her. Rachel says she doesn't love him anymore. And I said that this would happen. I don't know if y'all remember when I said that in these types of situations, the more and more he holds her down, the bigger the explosion is gonna be, and that is exactly what the fuck happened. It was like grand opening, grand closing. It started fast and it ended up fast, or it ended fast. I just didn't see it the way that they were doing things. I just didn't see it lasting as long. I guess they're going to figure it out in the next episode. I don't know. But I hate that for Rachel because this is not the end. This is not the end when it comes to Jose. It's not. Anyways, the guys are meeting up. They're going to go golfing, and everybody sucks except Ryan. Ryan's form is amazing. Ryan is like the perfect bachelor. He on the wrong show. He needs to go to The Bachelor. Get him a deal. Listen, Ryan, I'll be your manager. That's where he needs to be. Gil lets everybody know that he finally got a damn kiss. And we get a little clip of that on the surveillance camera or whatever of them kissing, and I'm just like, what? That's because you lit a fire up under that ass. She can say all she wants that this was on her. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, because when he said he was going to divorce your ass for the third time. So, Jose tells everybody that Rachel wants a divorce. He's basically trying to spin the narrative to make it look like he's innocent, which I fucking hate. But thankfully, these men have realistic points of view, and they see him through his bullshit. So he's just like, yeah, I locked the door. And Gil is just like, nah, bro, like, it's holes in this story. Like, you can't just tell, like, you're not telling the truth. And I'm so glad that Gil said that. Like, you're not telling the entire truth. Like, what else happened? Basically, you're not telling me what your part is in this. And I'm so glad that Ryan was like, listen, it's gonna come out anyways. She called Jose Johnny. And everybody looking like, and I did the same thing. I'm just like, that's it? You called him John? She called him Johnny? Somebody that they see the castmates with? Like, what? You did all of this because she called you Johnny? I could see if this shit was like a whole, like something way far out. But Johnny? The person that you are you're the coolest with. Jose says he still loves Rachel. Well, that's not what she's saying about you, brother. I just feel like Jose is full of shit. I feel like Jose is, something is not right with Mr. Jose. I don't like the way he handled Rachel at all. I think that this was the most coward shit that I've seen, and he needs to be held accountable. And I really don't feel like Rachel should let him back in so easily if she wants this shit to work. Anyways, guys, I'm so sorry that I'm not able to give you all my little face and scene and all this, but I got a new ring light. See, I was supposed to have all of this stuff together for you guys, and I was gonna have my face and everything all pretty, but you know, sometimes you got to slow down when your body tells you to slow down. So I'm doing just that. But I had to make sure that you all got this content, because who would I be if I didn't give it to you? Okay. Anyways, I love you all. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you like content like this. I'm dropping videos every single week. So please hit that post notification bell and make sure you subscribe. Come on now. We're a family. And make sure you comment down below. Let's get in these comments and talk.